Good morning, everybody. Happy game day. It is Tinker time, where the wrong decision will turn that win into a loss, but the right decision will turn that loss into a win. And that's what we're here to help you with right after this.
It's about that time.
Stone on Sports.
That's it. It is game day. We've got a game going on right now in London. The Vikings are up 17-10, and that Jets offense just has looked like absolute ass, really, the past couple weeks. They only put up 9 points last week against Denver at home. Granted, it was raining, but still, like, football is played outside. In this game here, the overseas games generally are lower scoring, and true to form, that's where we're at with just 27 total points. Breece Hall ain't doing shit, which is disappointing considering the draft capital for the past couple weeks. So yeah, they're on the struggle bus. How you doing this morning, Kyle?
I'm doing pretty good. Ready for some good football. Our Lions are off, so just get to kind of, really pay attention to a lot of other games and watch Red Zone and stuff. I got Captain Spock. What's up, man? Appreciate you stopping in here. I was wondering if Dubo would be in here. I know his Vikings are playing right now, so he might be glued to the television, and I completely understand that. Some early window inactives, kind of what you expected. JT and AR are out for the Colts. What was some other big ones? Evan Ingram is out again for the 4th straight week, which is a bummer. I have him in our home league, and it's really killing me not to have him instead of Zach Ertz, who I've been using as a fill-in. So kind of sucks. Blue Jays, how you doing? Listened to you last week, dropping Jennings for Cousins, then panicked and dropped him for Darnold. Now I'm pissed. And that is fantasy football in a nutshell. And you, the name of this show is Tinker Time, and you tinker a little bit, and you think you're doing good, and you make the wrong decision. And it's happened to me. It's happened to Matt, and it'll happen to all of you, and it'll happen to all of us again. Timothy's in the chat. Timothy's in there as well. Still hearing at running back. Oh, buddy. Oh, bud. That's rough. I appreciate you subscribing the other day as well. I remember it's the Dynasty team, right?
Yep.
Is that, yeah? And he got just demolished on a lot of injuries and things, and that's rough.
Damn.
Do you have any weather concerns today?
In Chicago, there's going to be some wind, so it might affect deeper throws or something like that. I think sustained winds are going to be around 15 miles an hour with some gusts up around 25. That's not news for Chicago, though. Down in Jacksonville, it's probably going to rain off and on for pretty much the entirety of the game. There might be some periods of heavier rain as well, and if they see lightning, there could be a delay. Just kind of keep that in mind. And then the same thing at Pittsburgh tonight. Rain off and on. Could be some downpours. Could see a couple flashes of lightning that end up delaying the game. But I don't think there's going to be anybody playing in a monsoon or anything like that today.
Yeah, could be. Maybe in DFS, you stay away from that game a little bit, just with the weather concerns, for sure.
Yeah, it's possible.
I'm very excited about this Bills-Texans game here. We got that's at 1 o'clock. Expect some big points scored in that. I'd love to see Stroud and Nico go off, because I could really use that stack today in my home league. Mixon is out again. Pierce is out again. Cam Akers is getting the start, and he's performed okay, I guess, but nothing amazing. And we'll see what he can do against the Bills.
Yeah, I mean, if there's a better matchup so far for running backs this year, I don't know what it is. The Bills have been absolutely destroyed on the ground this year. Cam Akers, when you think about not only the injury history, but the types of injuries that he's sustained, it's really damn near a miracle he's still in the NFL and not out detailing cars at Prime Car Wash or something like that. I think there's going to be some points scored in that game. Though obviously you've got the Stephon Diggs revenge factor to play in. Word around the campfire, he wasn't the happiest camper there at the end of his tenure in Buffalo. And this is also a game that could have some implications for playoff seeding. I think Houston's very happy that they get this one at home and instead of having to travel up to Buffalo. I think it's going to be a good game, probably the marquee matchup of the early slate. It's going to be a fun one.
Yeah, it should. On the opposite end, you have the Dolphins Patriots.
Wow.
What's the total on that? Was it at 36 or something this morning? I'm trying.
Yeah, it's something just ridiculously low. Let me get that pulled up here. Where is it? Yeah, 36.5 on DraftKings. Dolphins are -2. I think just given how we've seen both of these offenses play over the last several weeks. No, I'm not new to sports betting DraftKings. I don't need any damn tips. I can lose my money all on my own. Thank you. The way that we've seen these teams play the past couple of weeks, that Miami offense is in shambles without Tua. And, I know up in New England, there's been some rumblings. Oh, let's get Drake May in there. I think that is the absolute wrong idea because that offense is a shit show and the line is absolutely terrible. That's not the environment you want to put a rookie QB in. Let Jacoby Brissett take all those hits. Let him take that damage while Drake May sits there and learn. That team ain't going anywhere this year anyways. And another thing too, Ramondre Stevenson is not getting the start because his ass can't hang on to the football. So Antonio Gibson is going to be out there. So for those of you that are incredibly desperate, Timothy, I'm looking at you. If Antonio Gibson is out there, he may be worth a look.
Yeah, I'm guessing that dynasty's got. I think he said they had some pretty deep benches. I'm guessing that guy's rostered, but
probably.
Yeah.
But still,
That's rough.
I had a decision between Antonio Gibson and Alexander Madison today for a flex spot, and damn, it's like, all right, do I want to get shot in the left leg or the right leg? Like it doesn't really matter. It's going to hurt either way. Right now, I'm going with Madison. We'll see if things change as we creep up on that 1 o'clock hour.
So Himothy says he needs to maximize his points with his wide receivers. Obviously, that's
yes.
I would agree with you. So we need somebody to start at flex. Wandale, Worthy, or Olave. Wandale gets the more touches out of those three.
Yeah, he's going up against the Seahawks with Malik Neighbors out. So he might see some more attention. Xavier Worthy, I think, has the highest upside probably of any of those three there. Olave, I think, damn, he's got a tough matchup because you got the Saints and KC playing each other tomorrow night. That's a rough one.
Yeah. And
don't get me wrong, that's not an indictment on Olave. He's one of the most talented wide receivers in the game. But when you combine a Kansas City defense that is very strong on the outside with a quarterback who, I'm not going to beat a dead horse. It's been very apparent I am not a Derek Carr guy from the moment we started this show a year and a half ago, and I have not wavered from that opinion. I think Worthy, especially with Rice being gone, they've got him, they've got Juju, they've got Mecole Hardman, who I don't think practiced this week. They've got Justin Watson, Travis Kelce, and we're not talking about 27-year-old Travis Kelce either. This is 37-year-old Travis Kelce, or however the hell old he is.
Yeah. And if he's going to start P. Ryan at running back, and maybe you don't want to start Worthy, It's tough.
It is, because it's well within the range of outcomes that Worthy only gets 5 or 6 touches total. Maybe he gets, 5 or 6 targets and gets the ball on a couple jet sweeps or something like that. Now with his
I like
speed,
Wandale. I like Wandale. I mean, squirt gun to the head just because of the volume. Yeah, Seattle's top 10 in points allowed to wide receivers, but top 10 best, I should say.
sure.
The top 10 least points allowed to wide receivers.
Yeah, I think Wandale is probably the safest bet in overall projected volume.
Volume. I mean, that's what you need.
It is. It is. Damn, I don't know, dude. I'd say
He needs an answer.
Flip a coin between Worthy and Olave. If he's looking to maximize his points, he's looking for ceiling, not floor. I think Wandale is a great floor play.
Yeah, I see your point.
But if you're going for upside, it's Worthy or Olave, and for me, I'm going to flip a coin with that.
Okay. Dubo's in the chat, needs Vikings to finish strong. Dude, I think I sent you a message on Twitter when Van Ginkel got that pick 6. That was awesome. He's a beast. He's a menace for sure. And he can play all over. It's nice. You see him dropping coverage. You see him rush the pit. I mean, he's multi-talented. When I watched him in Miami last year, I was like, this guy's good. And then he went and got a decent sized deal for himself.
Yeah, good for him. Obviously, I don't want to see the Vikings win just because, same division as the Lions, but I also can't stand Aaron Rodgers. I think he's a pompous prick. And anytime an Aaron Rodgers led team loses, an angel gets its wings. So, let's root for the Vikings on this day.
Timothy says London is his savior. Yeah, had a huge game on Thursday night. And yeah, Breece Hall's not doing too fantastic today so far. And Aaron Jones got hurt too. That's huge. That sucks, Dubo. Sucks for me as well. I have him on a team or two. Just one team, I think. Looks like he's out with some type of hip injury. I think they're on by next week, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, the Vikings are up 10 now.
Yeah. The defense is just too good. And like you mentioned earlier, the Jets offense still has not. They've shown some flashes of it, a couple weeks ago, but they really can't put it all together, which is a shame.
Yeah, next week it's the Chiefs, Rams, Dolphins, and Vikings on bye.
Yeah. And then do we Lions play the Vikings week 7?
Yes, in Minnesota.
Oh, so they could come back from their bye and we get to travel there. Fantastic. That's going to be a test. That's going to be a game.
Hell yeah, it is. I mean,
that offensive line for Detroit is going to have to
show up.
Dude, huge. I mean, they're a top 5 line. They're a top 3 line in the NFL. And it'll be a huge test for them. Because they're not going to know where that shit's coming from. Because Brian Flores is so good at disguising it.
It is, but hopefully Frank the Tank is back for that game.
Supersonic says Fruit Loops or Apple Jacks. I haven't had either in quite a while. I'll probably go Fruit Loops.
I'm going to go Apple Jacks. I think they have more of a distinct flavor than Fruit Loops do.
Yeah.
But I think both are a good option if you're just in a mood for a bowl of sugar circles.
That's true. Hope we helped you out there, Loud Boy.
These are the real decisions.
Use whole milk if you don't really care about your figure, or 2% or skim if you want to keep the calories low. Fields or Love today? Ooh.
That is a good one.
As soon as I remember who plays who. All right.
The Packers play the Rams, and Fields gets the Cowboys at home. But weather may be a thing there.
Rams secondary is Swissy.
It is,
Swissy
but
cheese, but
the Packers are also going to be without Romeo Dobbs because he's got to stick up his ass about his playing time or targets or whatever
even
it is
though
that you want to call
even
it.
though I think he led the team in targets and
Yeah.
snaps. So
Yeah.
I don't know what that guy's crying about, but
He's got problems with something going on there. But that Cowboys defense has been none too great. They've got some dudes out in the secondary, it looks like. But if the weather is kind of shitty, it's not like Fields is going to be chucking the ball all over the place. I think they're going to see a heavy dose of Najee Harris today, and how effective that is remains to be seen. So far, it's been not very. Given, I don't know, kind of the uncertainty there and whatnot, I'm going to go with Jordan Love. I think Jaden Reed and Dontavian Wicks are going to feast today. I think Tucker Kraft is going to have himself a game. And I think we're going to see the reemergence of Josh Jacobs.
yeah, I agree. The Rams defense is not good. They're the 6th most points to quarterbacks allowed. Yeah, I'm going with Love too. And he's had that first game back last week after injury, and he played so. But I think you're right. This game could be a little sneaky shootout as well. With can never put it past Matthew Stafford to just start connecting to receivers who we don't even know their names.
Yeah, no kidding.
and marching down the field, the guy's tough. So we'll see. Yeah, I agree. Love for sure. Supersonic says Love. And
his optimizer does.
says Love. Dubo, any excitement for Rico Dowdle today? Not really. Not against the Pittsburgh run defense.
No,
number two in points allowed to running back so far.
No excitement. I agree wholeheartedly. It's a bad defense. The offensive line isn't really playing all that well. He's still splitting carries. Right now, it looks like he's getting more of the opportunity share between him and Zeke Elliott, but he isn't really doing shit with it. He is a flex play and no more, and not one I'm even going to have much confidence in either.
Yeah, Pittsburgh's allowed a rushing touchdown, no receiving touchdowns to backs.
Yeah, I think if you can get 9 or 10 points in a PPR from Rico Dowdle today, I would consider that a win, because I would be hard pressed to say that's going to happen.
And Himothy, another question. Thoughts on Debo today?
That man's going to eat.
Yep, I think the same thing. Secondary there, and the defense overall for Arizona is not that great, but their secondary is not very good at all. Yeah, not good.
Not even close.
And they're in the middle. They're in the bottom. Now they're in the bottom 10 in points allowed wide receivers this year. Arizona is so.
Yeah, I think Debo is a top 10 play this week.
Yep, I agree. What's later?
There's some good games later on.
Yeah, we touched on Packers Rams. That could be. I mean, the total's 49.5 now. Definitely some points being scored there.
I think the Cardinals should be able to put up a couple points against San Fran. I mean, it's not like they're just going to get beat down completely. No. One thing that's nice about fantasy football is that garbage time exists.
Yes, it does.
And we can all benefit from it.
You sure can. And I've lost from it too,
Yes. Hey man, there was a year, several years that, I don't know, it was like 5-6 years ago. Maybe it was like 2017 or something like that. Blake Bortles was like a top 5 quarterback just because of garbage time, because they were getting their ass kicked so much. And then he'd come out there and
I remember
you've
that.
got teams essentially just playing to get the hell off the field and end the game through the whole fourth quarter, and he's chucking it all over the place.
Yeah.
That Raiders Broncos game should be a nice little pillow fight there in Denver today. I'm starting Alexander Madison because I have no other choice. I'm not like gleefully doing it, but it kind of is what it is. Otherwise, I don't really have any interest in anyone there. I think that's going to be a relatively low scoring kind of. I don't necessarily want to say boring, because that Denver defense has been pretty damn good so far, and for people who enjoy watching that, maybe you'll get something there. But so Himothy's asking, who's our breakout player of the week? Kyle, do you have any thoughts on that? Anyone you're looking at that might surpass what they've done?
Jordan Whittington, the Rams receiver.
He's been getting a lot of targets.
He had just 2 in week 2, 3 in week 3. He had 8 last week. Caught 6 of them for 62 yards. Yet to score a touchdown. But with Cup and Puka out, they got that guy and Demarcus Robinson and Tutu Atwell and Tyler Johnson. There's a Ty Johnson that plays for Buffalo. There's a Tyler Johnson that's a wide receiver for the Rams, I believe. It's just he's last week was encouraging, a little bit expanded role last week. Stafford a lot of times does lock on a receiver, but I think with all the injuries, he's really had to kind of spread it around. And yeah, he's my vote for breakout player this week. His projection on Yahoo right now is just under 4. I look for him to at least be double digits. I don't know if that's a huge breakout, but I hope he catches 5 or 6 balls and falls in the end zone. And if he does, you guys are going to just think I'm a prophet. I'm not. But who do you got? Who's your?
Well, I buy into narratives, and I don't necessarily know it's a breakout play, but I absolutely love Stephon Diggs in a revenge game today.
No, that's
otherwise
he's done stuff this year. He's scored touchdowns.
He has.
That doesn't count, dude. You got to pick somebody a little. Nah, that's not with Himothy, Matt. I just know it.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, you are the prophet.
I'm definitely not, but when you read me that question, that's the first name that popped into my mind.
Yeah, and I would agree, because I was kind of thinking along those same lines of somebody like him. The low-hanging fruit, obviously, is Dontavian Wicks. Yeah, he had a couple touchdowns last week, but he only hauled in 5 of 13 targets.
Yeah.
On the running back side, I don't necessarily know about breakout, but I look for DeAndre Swift to build upon the momentum that we saw him get last week in this week's matchup against Carolina. I think there's a chance there. You could look at somebody like Alexander Madison, who's been slowly earning more of the shares there in Las Vegas, or Antonio Gibson, like we talked about earlier. There's a chance he could do something today. And keep an eye on Justice Hill. I think that Bengals Ravens game, there's a chance we could see some points scored there. And if we get into something like a semi shootout mode, I think he could have a pretty big role in that game.
That's a good call out. I'll agree with Justice Hill as well. He's sneaky, man.
Sneaky. It is. What do you say we slap together a lineup?
Sure. A DFS lineup. I was just reading that DFS, the last DFS company, was pulling out of the UK.
They have some other options there.
Oh, do they? Okay.
Yeah, I've
I must
seen
have
that
not read.
on
I didn't
the.
read the whole article, but I read the first paragraph or two, and I was like, "Oh, that sucks. What the hell?"
Um, what the, yeah, I've seen some mention of it online this week, and generally any website's comments section is incredibly toxic, but you can glean some information there.
Right. Glean.
It's always weird when the Lions aren't playing, like, and specifically like at 1:00.
Yeah, for sure. Let's see.
All right, you ready? Let me share my screen here.
No, I'm ready.
All right, you're first.
If anybody has a great call out for DFS play, let us know. Maybe we'll roll with it. Oh Jesus.
Any position.
Let's see. Let's go with Jordan Love, QB.
Okay. You know what?
6,500.
Even though he's going to be chalk, let's pair him up with Dontavian Wicks just because he's cheaper than Jaden Reed.
Yeah, he is. All right. Stand by. I like. Something's telling me about Brian Robinson Jr. today. I don't know why. He seems to always do well against the Browns.
Does he? I'll take your word for it. And you know what? Let's run it back since we've got Jordan Love and Dontavian Wicks. We'll save some more money. We'll snag Jordan Whittington on the other side of that game. So we got 4 dudes in, 54.60 left per player.
We need a stud wide receiver.
We do.
I'm going to just choose Nico.
Okay. Nico Collins, 7,700. My man is on pace for a little over 2,000 yards this year.
Yeah. He's doing well.
He is. Let's get another running back. Let's see. Excuse me.
Hubbard
Should
ain't
we
bad.
save?
Swift matchup's good.
It is. Let's go with Chuba. I like him. So we got 4,500. Let's get a cheap defense real quick.
Yeah. I'm looking. It's not a ton of great options.
And Broncos at 2,900 is fine. That should be a low scoring game. So we got 5,300 for a tight end and a flex.
Dang. I'll spend exactly that amount of money and get some Buffalo action in that Buffalo-Houston game and go with Kincaid.
That'll work. And then at the flex, where are we at? Hey, Justice Hill.
Hey, you know what? It's the way the world works. All right. That's a great one. Love, Brian Robinson, Hubbard, Wicks, Whittington, Collins, Kincaid, Justice Hill, and the Broncos D. It could end up being good. We'll see.
Good.
Just never know. You just never know.
Right. Might take down the tournament and I'll keep all the money.
Yep. Anybody else out there got any start sit questions? Hell, any fantasy football. Hell, any question. I don't even care if it's fantasy football. What's everyone's favorite food? What's everyone eating today for football? Anybody making anything good? I am going old fashioned. Well, not old fashioned. Goulash. You know, ground beef and the noodles and the tomatoes and the sauce and some onions, some peppers. Like I'm gonna chop up a zucchini, throw it in it too. Seems appropriate.
There you go. I had some sausage gravy and biscuits this morning. Official breakfast of Stoned on Sports and game day.
Yeah. Anytime there's an overseas game there in the morning. Sausage gravy. I made the sausage gravy last night. All I gotta do is make the biscuits this morning, and well, now it's not this morning at all. But yeah.
Oh, what do we got? Pass interference in the end zone.
I napped a little bit last year. Dubo's having pizza takeout, or you got one of those uni grills in your backyard and you're making your own. I want one of them damn things.
Or you could just make it in the oven.
I mean, yeah, the oven doesn't get hot enough. It needs to get 500, 600, 700 degrees so you can cook your pizza in like 4.5 minutes.
I'll be patient, my friend. Be patient.
No.
Good things come to those who wait. Air fried wings. I'd like to get an air fryer.
Yeah. An air fryer is just a convection oven, though.
Sure.
A small convection oven. But wings, can't go wrong with wings.
Well, what do we got here? Aaron Rodgers.
Are you saucing those wings up there, loud boy?
Touchdown, Garrett Wilson.
Fudge.
I think Dubo has him.
What's the score then?
Right now it's 20-16 pending the extra point. 6 minutes
2.
left.
Go for 2.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, I don't know. You want to get out of here?
Yeah, might as well.
No more questions. Everybody enjoy their food. Good luck in all your matchups. We're going to get out of here. We'll be back Tuesday, of course, 7 p.m. Eastern for waivers for week 6. Bye weeks are happening again next week, so we'll be there to help you through it. Everyone, have a great day. Stay